Ah, a good Monday, everyone. How's everybody doing so far? Crazy night, huh? Good morning, everyone. For some of you, good afternoon. Sorry, it's after 12 out on the East Coast. Anybody watch a show last night by any chance? I did one on a Sunday. I usually don't. And I'm sorry. Let me drop that a little bit more. So it's funny how last night happened. You guys watch that? In total, I'll be honest. In total, there were about 130 to 140, fluctuating around their viewers last night. Keep me to the informative. That it was. It was. And I know that it wasn't for everyone. And it was just a bit. There was a reason behind it. There was. There really was. And boy, did some people get triggered. And triggered and hateful and disappointed in you, Manny. And how could you, Manny? And the funniest one, I was, where's your moral compass, Manny? Oh, is this still loud? I apologize. And yeah, all that happened overnight. And so there were some points that I did want to address. I mean, the ridiculousness really came out. And was it over the top? Yeah, it was. And the first thing they throw at me is, well, he was desperate and he just did it for the views. Like, so to that, I'll ask, why does anybody go live or on YouTube or on Facebook or whatever? To be seen, right? So people will watch. So you get viewers. And people want to talk and they start talking about it. Right? So, oh, he's only doing it for the viewers. Yeah, so what? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because why would anybody else come on here? Why would anybody go live and the things that were said are ridiculous. And I will point out a few because they were all over the place. And this is not to insult the people that do watch, that still watch her, because I got no issues with people. And you know, one of the other, okay, besides, man, I got a lot. Besides that, they're triggered because you're doing it for views. Yeah, okay. But the other thing is, well, it's about the money. So now I've become all about money. That I'm greedy. I became greedy. The money changed me, and you know what? I've never ever said, and if somebody wants to go back and check for the last 2 years, be my guest. And if you find one, you show me. I think there was one time I was out of town working and my wallet or my debit card was missing or lost or something. And even then, I didn't say, well, I'm not going to, I'll eat some junk tonight. And then somebody sent me, money for a meal. But even then, I didn't even ask. the assumption here is that I ask women, and I'm going to say women. I'm going to say you guys because I check my demographic, my statistics on YouTube, and my program is 99.4% women. 99.4. Think about that. 99.4. That 0.06 is Robin, Brandon, Chuck, Paul watches once. Some of you guys. So they have a problem with the people who make I call them contributions, because there are some. They send Cash App or they send super stickers all the time, and and the other part of that was the fundraiser, was the raffle. So yes, I'm trying to raise funds to do something. So instead of saying, everybody, here's my Cash App, send me 20, 50 bucks each, I thought it'd be better to do a raffle. Get something for your money, or a chance to get something for your money. Legal. There's people out there calling me on her page, calling me a scammer. How is that a scam? It's a fundraiser. I have goals, certain things I want to do. So, what's the best thing to do? Have a raffle. Cool tech products, cool items. Right? I didn't twist anyone's arm. I didn't force you guys to buy raffle tickets. Obviously, I was hoping you would, and everybody did. And somebody won first the AirPods, and then after that the watch, and we got some other stuff coming up. And they're triggered about the amount of money that was, total at the end. But that's what a fundraiser is. And eventually you guys will see the fruit of that. So, and I'm looking forward to that. But the notion that I'm here, every first of the month begging for money, you better send money to my Cash App. Sometimes I don't even put my Cash App. I forget to put it up there. I put it up on request. Or if Bam's with me, Bam's good about that. He'll put it up there. So if you see it pop up while he's on with me, yeah, he does that. And that's okay. But I'm not here just scheming like it was, twisting my whiskers and coming up with a plan to defraud anybody. A raffle is legit. And I suggest maybe you get better raffle prizes, because there were a lot of people buying a lot of tickets, even people that view her. And I'm not going to call anybody out because I don't do that. I don't have to. So, So about last night, God, it's so much stuff here. I didn't even know where to begin. I mean, it goes from this to hating women. Some people offended because I don't like Meghan Markle. Yeah. So saying that I only post that all my posts. You guys follow. You guys watch what I post. Not everybody comments, but you guys see what I post. And they want to make it seem like I'm a woman hater. Why? I don't know. Is it wrong that I don't like Meghan Markle? I just don't. Very attractive woman. I've said that plenty of times. Bam and I have said it. I just don't like how she goes about things, from what I've seen. Amber Heard, don't like her one bit. And so what? I'm on Team Johnny Depp. Was her testimony and her everything about her full of holes? Yeah. Alligator tears? Mm-hmm. and I don't like her. Anything wrong with that? Nope. I post news. I post all kind of news and serial killers and crimes that happen. All this crime in New York, Chicago, everywhere. It's not all focusing on women. It's like they're trying to drive this narrative that I hate women or I'm bashing on women all the time. Like, really? My demographic happens to be almost 100% women. Don't you think it'd be a little stupid if I'm going to be really hating on women? Really? Not to mention some of the people that I are in my life, I love. What? It's eh. Ugh. More on the money thing. Then Bam's computer comes up. Like, yeah, it was my idea to give back to him. I've known him for quite a few years. He was having a rough time. I don't want to have to explain all this all over again. I've done this already. Some of you may not know the whole story, but I wanted to do something to help out my friend. And people who watch my show know where I come from and know that I was being sincere. And they attacked that too. They attacked that. He's a grown man. He can work for himself. Well, you know what? He's got some physical issues. And he was down in the dumps, and I wanted to help him. And guess what? I don't apologize for that. And I'll even go this far. I was gonna do a GoFundMe for this stuff instead of doing raffles, and I thought about this ahead of time, but I decided to use that. I didn't want to do GoFundMes all the time, right? Because then people, well, something's up. He's always doing a GoFundMe. So the one time I figured, you know what? I'm going to use that. I want to use that moment, that GoFundMe fundraiser thing for him and help. I want him to get a computer and boost his spirits, and because people like him, they want to see him online. I want him to have a good computer online. So do I apologize for that? Nope. I'm grateful to everyone who contributed. And there were some people who watched that page, a lot of people who watched that page who contributed. And I think some people just need constant something to bash on. And the computer thing, that's not a new concept. That other person did the same thing. Remember? I remember. Had a fundraiser for a computer. Shocking. Did I say anything about that? Do I even mention whatever kind of fundraising they're doing or bash on it or any of that? It's none of my business. You want to do a fundraiser? Go ahead. You want to raise whatever? More power to you. Now, mind you, all this from last night was unprovoked. My rule with him, hey, you know what? Let's talk about the Ruby character and Bam, and it's going to be a crazy. I don't want to discuss a couple of names. That was my rule. If you can do that, okay, come on, let's have a show. And he agreed to that. So there was not even any bashing there to anybody to that side. Was it extreme talking about certain things? Yeah, it was. Freaking hilarious if you ask me. And I'm comfortable with my sexuality that I was able to discuss these things and answer some questions and be funny and ridiculous and just go with the flow on other things. And that's what you do. I want to make people laugh. I want to make it, somewhat of a shocking show or whatever. but it was just a bit. And it's funny how all of a sudden this whole South Texas region becomes high and mighty and religious and moral, and they want to have this moral compass that they say I don't have. So, because I'm a guy, I can't talk about sexuality or orgasms or things that happen, behind closed doors. Really? You trying to hold the man down or something? What? What's wrong with that? Trying to keep the men down? That's not fair. I can talk about that stuff too. More vulgar things were said with me and Bam a couple nights ago. We were talking about gaping anuses. Where was the outrage then? Where was the outrage? We were talking about men who stuff their low-hanging eggs into their buttholes. Where was the outrage? Where was everybody complaining and the outrage? Nobody. There wasn't any. Why? Because this is all about the guest that I had on last night. That's what this is all about. And that's all it's about. That's it. And some of you guys don't know the whole story. I know that he's not for everybody. All right. And I don't need to even have to have him on all the time because I got Bam. And Bam, we already got that part, sexuality and LGBTQ or whatever, and the things we talk about, raw conversations. I already have that covered. But and then, speaking of Bam, now you got people saying he's racist. Bam's racist because he called undocumented people illegals, which they are. My mom came and she became a U.S. citizen from Mexico. She came in, she got her papers, she was able to get her papers, became a U.S. citizen. She was so proud. She virtually renounced her Mexican citizenship and thought that this was the greatest country in the world. And I'll never forget when she was sworn in as a U.S. citizen. She was so happy. I can't even describe it. She was so proud. We had a flag in the house, a U.S. flag all the time. And then it shocked me anytime we talked about that situation, because, it's been a situation for decades, for whatever. And she always said, those illegals are still coming over. When are they going to learn to do it the right way? So coming from an immigrant who became a U.S. citizen and calling them illegals, which they are, I don't care, PC, bullshit, whatever. I don't care about that. I'm not going to say it just to hurt somebody and call them like that. But it is what it is. They're illegal. They're entering our country and they're getting a free pass. In this case, down in Texas, they're getting a bus ride to Chicago, to New York, to Florida. I mean, look what they're doing in New York. Bam and I talked about it yesterday. Tent cities, leather sofas, large screen TVs, Xboxes, catered meals. They're being overrun, just like we are here at the border. But I won't get into that so much. Different topic, different show. But to call it saying he's racist or even insinuate that he is, it's like you throw it out there and then you take it back. Well, he's not racist, but it's not. Yeah, you know what you're trying to do, and this is just so ridiculous. There There were comments made about me that I'm a bad. They don't even know my situation, but I'm a bad husband, a bad a parent, a bad father. I'm like, what the fuck? Really? And saying that the ladies they're throwing cash at me so that I can do things for them. Yeah, they insinuated that stuff. They really did. Unbelievable. So, contrary to what they want to think, I've got a special loved one already in my life. And if I'm going to include these kids that I have, I love my daughter and my boy in Dallas. And for people to say I'm a bad father, it's like, you don't even freaking know me. You know nothing about me. All you know is this and the little that people watch. And it's just unbelievable. It's unreal. Oh, there were comments on that other page. Comments on that other page. I mean, they did a whole hour and a half show about me, about my show from last night. What's wrong with that picture? I mean, do you want to talk about me? Fine, talk about me. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Jessica, thank you for the super sticker. Much appreciated. And they'll take that super sticker, that $9.99 super sticker, and they'll start saying that, oh yeah, she's doing that because she wants something from him, something, maybe on the phone, something. That's what they were insinuating. And yeah, I went along with certain, some of the questions. Okay. So Ruby was visited another show a couple of weeks ago. And some of these same things were talked about. And she asked one of the guys about, who's your favorite, if you were gay, who's your favorite man crush or something like that. And everybody, they didn't answer. They were like, the guys they didn't know what to say, or they were afraid to answer. And then they were attacked for not being comfortable with themselves, that they did not answer that question. So last night, and yeah, some of the questions were ridiculous, but I answered them. And some I answered as a joke, funny. Boy, that triggered people, man. It's unbelievable. And this, again, I say this, not even talking about her or them at all, was not my thing. My rule was, and part of it was, say what you want about me, whoever. Part of it was, you know what? Don't talk about her. I don't want. Honestly, I don't want nothing negative over there, so she can get angry or whatever. I don't want to hurt nobody. That was the real thing. I got no problem saying that. But still, do my own thing, have a funny show, and still bashing and trashing. Now, ultimately, do I care? Nope. They can say whatever they want. I don't care. I don't care. I've got that thing where I don't care. I'm 54 years old. You think I care about this kind of thing? You think this kind of thing bothers me? You think this skin is bothered by stuff like that? Bothered by? It's more like it's annoying, but there are certain things that I want to, that need to get straightened out. Like I'm not out there just asking for money, just asking, here's my Cash App, here's my Cash App. Sound familiar? Here's my Cash App. Put the Cash App up. Everybody, put my Cash App. Most of the time, I even forget to show my Cash App. Because I try not to make it about that. Ultimately, if I'm going to do it, if this is going to be like a career, and I'm going to spend half my time doing this, then I may want to, earn money from it so I can pay the expenses to run the show. but that's it. I'm not trying to buy $1 million house or a Cadillac or Ferrari or any of that stuff. It's, uh, and ultimately, again, I'll go back to the last time I got bashed for the raffle. I got to where I am. I'll consider myself successful. I like it. I don't care if it's not 5,000 or 10,000 followers, whatever. It doesn't matter. I like where I'm at right now. I'm able to monetize with YouTube a little, even though I haven't got my first dime yet because of some PIN number that still hasn't arrived. But that's another story. And so I do it because it's fun. Dee, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you guys a lot. People want to take credit for where I got to. And this is an attempt to unhelp, even though I didn't ask for help. But they still want to unhelp and hurt. So they want to take all the viewers back or whatever. All the followers from there, take them away from here. And if that's what you want to do, well, so be it. I'm not going to force you to be here if you don't. I'll tell you what, a lot of them are going to watch anyway. They're going to watch in silence. Because that's what happens already. But that's okay. I'm still not going to say names and call people out. Oh, you're from over there, or you're from over here, and you watch the other page. Because I don't do that. I give it my word a long time ago. And people tell me, oh, by the way, I'm so-and-so from or my profile is da-da-da, and this is my real name. But I'll never repeat that. Never. That stays with me. I'm not ever going to repeat. I'm not going to betray that trust. I don't care if we don't talk anymore, or you get angry with me, or you get pissed off me. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to repeat stuff like that. Because I don't do that. That's just not how I'm made up. And I don't get into that kind of crap. So, if you watched last night, it was some would say graphic, and at times it was, but I don't think it was any more graphic than when Bam and I talk. We've had a couple of these the last few days. And it's not that I support him. Really, I wanted to prove a point. And boy, was it proved. And I was like, you know what? You could do a show without mentioning certain names, without doing a certain thing that you do. And be funny. And I thought it was a great show last night. Thought it was a great show last night. Something that I'm gonna do all the time. I mean, it seems like lately with Bam, Bam's got no filter, right? And lately at night or pillow talk, I just let him go. Like, hey, whatever. I don't care. But to start to bash me, saying I have no morals or this or that, it's like, bought that line. Come on. And that because I love Trump and I'm conservative, yet that's what they were saying, that I talk about gays in a negative light. And I post things negatively, anti-gay. You guys see my co-host? You know who Bam is? Bam is uber gay. You see how ridiculous that is? And because I'm conservative, but yet I support, certain things that are gay and stuff. I'm like, yeah, you know why? I don't vote straight party. There's most of the things I like from either the Republican or conservative mindset. and very few things from a liberal mindset. And you got to pick all these little things. You can't go straight this or straight that. You can't. I can't. So Bam is like a brother to me. And, I'm not going to tell the whole story again, but where I grew up was very liberal Chicago. So I don't bash on the gays. I bash when people are being predators on young people, on kids. Oh, yeah, I'll bash that. I don't care if you're gay or not. It makes no difference. Huge difference, right? So those are not the same kind of things. Oh, my goodness, so many freaking things. And I think one last thing I wanted to get to was somebody took offense when over a text message, I made a comment. And I inquired about their thoughts on something that was said, a derogatory comment that was made. And, I said, how do you feel about your and the initials of that person? And then that was taken out of context, and that was taken as a snarky remark. And I even said it was not snarky. I didn't mean it in a bad way. I just meant your friend, and and they took it to somewhere else and made a ridiculous statement about it. And why was that even wrong? Why was it wrong to say your friend? I was not being snarky about it. If you don't believe me, well, that's your problem. And I didn't want to go on with the nonsense. I don't agree with some of the things that were said and how they were said. I just don't. And I don't think there was any more reason for a conversation at that point. You want to defend it to a certain point, that kind of derogatory comments. Yeah, it's just, again, I can't believe they're having to talk about this. And I'm not forced to talk about it. I could have forgotten all this and go, whatever. And that would have been just fine with me. But really, they want to put this thing out there that hey, lady, send me some cash and, I'll give you a phone call. Or that's what they're saying. Throw some money over here and I can, send me some cash app and I'll put your phone number in there. Yeah. That's what they want to do. It gives them something to talk about. And everybody, they've got their battles, and with Ruby and her, they've been going at it for a while. It's getting out of control. Now it's getting into damaging personal property and all that. And it's like, Amanda, I get it. I know he's not for everybody. And some people left and some didn't. And that's okay. If you don't like it or don't want to watch, you don't have to watch every single program. Not every single moment is for everyone. So the adult thing to do, I'm just going to change the channel, or I want to watch something else. I'll come back tomorrow. And that's it. Unbelievable for people to make claims about morality and the things that they do and talk about. Give me a freaking break. I don't care what they talk about or what they do. I don't complain. You don't see me over there. I can't believe they were talking about penises and stuff today. I can't believe it. So everybody report. Yeah, and somebody said, yeah, that they saw the content from last night and they reported me to YouTube. Okay. Good luck with that. I'll deal with it if anything comes from it. But see, that's just none of my business. If somebody's discussing something I don't like, I'm just not going to watch. You change the channel. Click. plenty of other things to watch. And yes, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it again, and I'll keep saying it. Was it for the views? Yeah. So what? Isn't that why we're here on YouTube and Facebook? To get views. VT hasn't been on. Yeah, I get views there. She hasn't been on. She's on this morning, and she's doing the makeup thing. I think that's what she was doing. I don't care about that. I'm probably not going to stream it. I have to go back and watch it, but I'm probably not going to stream it. And she's got her own battles going on, and we'll get to that, eventually. Good morning, everyone, for just joining in. You're gonna have to do a replay to know what this is all about. But yeah, the hypocrisy is incredible, and there are people that, the subscribers dropped. They did, and that's okay. That's fine. I'm not having a panic. I don't have to tell you how many viewers I got every 5 minutes, how many are watching. As long as somebody's watching and somebody will keep watching, then I'm going to keep doing this. And I enjoy it myself. It's not always going to be like last night where it was very graphic and I guess almost X-rated because of language. And it's not always going to be like that. But so what if it is? So what? Oh, yeah. Crystal, that started last night. But it's hilarious to think people are telling me about morality. And all of a sudden, everyone is holier than thou. And how could you? And how could you? When I just had this conversation a few nights ago with Bam, that crazy conversation we had, and where was everybody then? Crickets. And it was a great show. And that's how you know this is all about the dislike for one guy, the guy that was my guest last night. And I don't have to defend him other than, you know what? He's another YouTuber and he does stuff and people don't like what he does, but you don't have to watch. And I'm not saying that I support everything he does or I believe in everything he does. I think if he would leave a certain bit of people out of his show, he'd be funny on his own merits. I believe that. But just because he's vulgar and he says things that people think anyway, and you're going to start saying that's what's your moral, you know what? Whatever. Don't come and pretend that you guys don't talk about any of this kind of stuff behind closed doors or between your friends. That's funny. That's funny. So, anyway, let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah, I don't know. Love them or hate them or dislike them. If people want you to pick sides in that fight that they're having, pick that side or that side. If you're on either side, well, if you're on one side in particular, then they hate you. And apparently you're not allowed to watch a bunch of different people, different shows. I don't care. You guys have never heard me say, don't go watch somebody or don't watch that person or don't watch this person. I'll never say that. There's plenty of room on this internet space for everyone. When it rains, we all get wet. The Pope and the prostitute. So get off your moral high horse soapbox. And it was funny. And if you didn't like it, okay, you didn't like it. Whatever. Just gonna sit here and sip my coffee. and enjoy the rest of my day. No, I got no beef with nobody still. Don't be talking shit that are lies. That women are sending me money for things to do things. Can I roll my eyes anymore? Let me see. I know. I know VST. I don't. I argue her points. Yeah. I don't hit her on physical appearance or any of that stuff. I let everybody else do that. I don't want to do that. I don't. And I don't know. This notion that, oh, he did it for views. He did it for views. It's like, yeah. So what? What does Vanessa say? I like what she says. What about it? What about it? Vanessa, thank you for letting me use that phrase. What about it? What about it? This is what this is about. This is what being live is about. It's about the views. You know, it's about taking a few minutes, an hour, 30 minutes, whatever, a few times a week, talk about stuff that will make people laugh, make people think, outrage some people. That will happen. But so what? That's what it is. To pretend it's something else. And to pretend ultimately that you're not doing it for money. You know, yeah, I would like the expenses for this to pay for, the income from the show to pay for certain basics, internet, like streaming fees and things like that. And it'll happen as soon as YouTube starts to make deposits. But I don't need to become a millionaire off of this stuff. I don't need to scam anybody. I'm not scamming anybody. Anybody who won the raffle receives their prizes. Go look at the remark. What do you call it? The leave a review on my page. I'm not gonna scam anybody. There's ways to get funds. There are ways to generate funds, and the thought of spending 10, 15, 20 bucks in order to win a watch, an Apple Watch, or some cool headphones, or whatever it might be, people are going to do that. Getting lots of messages from support. Thank you, all of you. I'll read those in a minute. So, Ms. Brooklyn, which replay? Watch last night's to start with. Last night, and then a couple nights ago, I did one with Bam. I can't remember everything. And are they shocking? Sometimes people say shocking things. Like, yeah, so what? I find it hard to believe that the shocking things that are said one night are all of a sudden very offensive and shocking, over shocking the next day because of who a certain guest is. And will it ever happen again in the future? Maybe. If I want to, I'll let it happen. He didn't do anything wrong. He respected the rules. Didn't bring up any names that I didn't want brought up. And when I brought up another name, he checked me and he goes, hey, if it's fair for this, it's fair for her too. Like, okay, that's cool. That's good. I'm glad he did. So, man, will I have him on in the future? Maybe. You know, it went well. It was funny. We got to talk about his technical thing with his phone. And so he had to end up hanging it up because somebody doxed his number on a certain website, and his phone was ringing off the hook. He couldn't use his phone to be on the live. So I think I'll let it go with that for now. Just wanted to put that out there. Am I bothered? Am I curled up in a fetal position crying? Am I bothered? No. But when I say that, I said it on a few weeks ago. Oh, God. It sounds like somebody I know. So another thing, I was just reminded that I would invite ladies to lunch or dinner and make them pay. She says she has proof. So, first of all, if anybody has ever invited me to dinner, it's always known ahead of time. They're going to, what's the deal? Has it happened before with friends and stuff? Yeah, I don't assume anybody's paying. Well, there's only one instance where I can assume somebody's paying, but that's beside the point. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, that's all I got right now. I'm actually bored of this. I think it's funny. If you guys like to watch Abel, dinner's on Manny Monday today. Yeah, no, not today. I appreciate you guys that watch. If I say something offensive or something you didn't like, if you want to call me out on the show when I say it live, I don't have a problem with that either. You're not going to get blocked. Even people who hate overnight, I'm not going to block them. If I block somebody personally on my mobile phone, that's a different story. But on social media, I'm not going to block anybody. It's just all stupid and ridiculous. All right. I think I'm good. Almost an hour of this. Thank you all so much for your words of support. I do appreciate it. Hey, lunch is always good. Justice for Manny. Oh, God. They're going to take that and run with that one. You know that, right? Justice for Manny. That's funny. I appreciate you guys. All right. That's all for now. I got to actually do some actual work. Because, yes, I actually do work. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much. We will talk to you probably later today. I'm sure this won't be over. It should be, but it won't be. Have a good day, everybody.